Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be playing some more Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. We're about to go and... that's Father Tobias, let's not rob him. Let's go and carry on with our investigation into these horrible murders that have been happening in Kuttenberg. So we want to go down to the charcoal burners camp now. Let's try and put some speed in. Fairly quickly. Go! I don't think it's tremendously far, but also beyond that there is I think it's a mill. So I think it's basically the fence that the thief girl was going to sell her stuff at. So we'll pop in there as well. I haven't been there before, but it is kind of beyond the charcoal burners camp, which is coming up, I think.
Quick!
Out of my way!
Go! Whoa!
We probably could have tried to have gone around that, but... Nee bother, as the miners would probably say. Nee bother lake. Ooh, no. There's some banditos there. I might jump off, because it's been a little while since we had some combat, actually. Probably want to put on my armour, though. That noble's going to go and give them a beating.
Somebody please! You'll be sorry, fucker!
Oh, you killed him! That it? Is he a bandit? Odd trader.
And at the dawn of the 7th day, a rider on a white steed appeared and rescued me.
What did you say? What steed?
Oh, nothing. I was just thanking you. If it weren't for you, I'd have given up the ghost.
Ah, don't mention it. I was glad to help.
So valiant and yet so modest. You are definitely worthy.
Worthy of what?
The rare opportunity I'm about to offer you. I purvey wares from the most mysterious ends of the earth. The water of life, a magical cudgel, a stone that turns anything into gold, and all sorts of other wonders. All this could be yours, and for you, my hero, at a bargain price.
Ooh. Okay, what's he actually got? Yeah, it's all got to be con stuff, hasn't it? Bag of holy nails. I mean, what? Don't think I want any of this stuff. No, I'm good.
I think I'll be going now. You take care.
Alright, let's check the bandits that were beating him up. Take the hat, halberd, gauntlets, maybe not the sleeves. Chagroshan. Oh, what was he? Knight shield. What weapon were you using? I can't see a weapon. Might be lying on it. Captain's mace, well that's worth a bit. I'll have that. Yeah, just some villager ran in to try and rescue that trader, I think. It's brave, but ultimately foolish. Some... Ooh, he was quite decked out, this particular guy. Yeah, I'll take the die, even though I'm not sure it's that useful. Yeah, I've kind of filled up a bit, so if we get back to Pebbles, I'll store some of that stuff to be sold at a later date. Go around selling those next time I'm in town. Pretty sure they're not as good as the things I've already got. Okay, anyway, let's get into the charcoal burners. So we're looking for... I forget the guy's name.
Whoa.
Hopefully Henry remembers. Now I might keep my armour on. It might pay to be a bit intimidating while we're speaking to these guys. Not sure. I mean, they are potential suspects, whoever we're looking for.
My humble respects.
Ah. Carpenters. Am I not in the right place? Oh, they're on a bit. Okay. My bad. Oh, they're just up there, I think. Busy around here. Let's jump out and start talking to people.
At your service, sir.
Well, I can talk to you.
I need to ask you something.
I don't have time for that. Ask the foreman. You'll find him around here somewhere.
Oh. Okay.
God bless.
Oh, there's Button.
I'm looking for someone named Stanya.
You're in a charcoal camp, fella. What would a woman be doing here?
But you know Stanya, don't you?
Aye. You could say that. Why?
I'm looking for the killer of a girl in town. And I heard that someone also tried to kill this Stanya.
That's true. She told me something like that. But that was a long time ago.
So you don't know what became of her?
I really don't know, mate. But even if I did know, how can I be sure you aren't that killer?
Lumir himself, the Kuttenberg bailiff's former scribe, gave me the task. He was looking into her disappearance, and he sent me to find her.
Well, I don't know. I remember Lumir. He was all right. That's all true, but...
But what? What are you still brooding over?
You seem like the right man for a job like that. Sorry, but after all that happened to Stanya, I like to be careful.
So Stanya is here?
Aye. She's hiding with
okay.
us. Since that thing happened, she's afraid to even go outside. I don't know what to do with her anymore.
Can I speak to her?
If it'll help you. She's hiding in that cottage, but be nice to her. She's in a bad way. She used to be such a gutsy girl. Be with you, good sir.
Yeah, so Stanya was the one who was working in the hole-in-the-wall tavern, wasn't she? So let me just wash the blood and gore off my face before we go and talk to her. What have you found, Mutt? You want a bit of food, boy?
Here you go. Take it.
Have some smoked deer ribs. Ooh, that's nice. Dig in. Henry, no, Henry's doing alright. So we want to go to, probably over there. Now, are you the foreman? Probably in here. Stanya, I'm glad to see you're still alive.
Who are you? How did you find me? If you came here to finish what you started, I'm not afraid of you. I'll claw your eyes out.
Don't be afraid. Barton told me where to find you.
Barton sent you to me. What do you want from me?
Lumir thought you were dead. I was supposed to find out what happened to you.
Lumir? From the rat house. He sent you.
Exactly. Someone killed a girl in Kuttenberg. Lumir thought it might be connected with you, so maybe you could help us find out who did it.
How can I help you when I haven't been in Kuttenberg since... I don't even know when.
You disappeared from the hole in the wall without saying goodbye. Without a word. What happened?
Someone attacked me when I was coming home from the baths one night. I managed to get away, but I was so afraid, I decided to run away from Kuttenberg.
Did you see who it was?
Not at all. I didn't see anything until he jumped out of the shadows and grabbed me around the neck. and he was terribly strong. I nearly blacked out right away.
And how did you manage to break free?
I had an empty pitcher in my hand, and I hit him with it. He howled and let me go, and I ran away.
Here? To the charcoal burners?
No, first to my room in the hole. I was so scared there. I took what I could and ran. Here, to Barton.
And your lover? What did he say?
At first he was horrified, because I had cut myself on a shard from the pitcher and was all bloody. He's been hiding me here since
So that's
then.
why her room was a bit covered in blood.
You walked home from the baths at night?
What's so odd about that?
Well, at night, the baths are...
Ah, right. I went there after closing. I always brought the girls a pitcher of wine or ale and took a bath while they drank it.
Ah. So that's why you had the empty pitcher you hit him with?
Right. I went there regularly. Every week.
The same way every time?
Aye, always the same way. The shortest one. I didn't want to stay out too long at night.
And who knew that you went by yourself to the baths?
Well, everyone from the tavern, I reckon. I didn't hide it.
Do you remember anything important about the attacker? What he looked like? What he was wearing?
I don't know anything. It was at night. He grabbed me from behind, and then I ran and never turned back.
And what about when you hit him? What did he do?
He let me go and cursed.
Aha. And what did he say?
He said Scheisse in German.
Ooh, clue. Well, let's encourage her to keep remembering.
Seems you're the only one to survive the killer's attack. I know it isn't easy for you to think about it, but try to remember something else about that moment, or when you were running away. Anything can help us, even if it seems insignificant.
I don't know. It's all like in a fog.
You were walking down the street. Did you notice anything before he attacked you?
No, nothing.
You didn't see anything or hear anything?
Actually, I knew the side street wasn't empty. I heard somebody talking, but when I looked, there was nobody there. So when somebody grabbed me, I completely froze.
Did you understand what they were talking about?
Not at all. But there were two voices. Two of them waiting for me there.
Okay.
What was it like working in the hole?
Well, I earned a few groschen, that I did. But I often had to grit my teeth.
How so?
Every single day I had to put up with their lewd remarks. Rich or poor, everyone wants to grope a girl. People, well, us girls have to watch out. We can't just put up with it, and sometimes we have to be tough, especially in a place like the hole. But you can't overdo it either. That's no good.
How so?
Because if you smile at them nicely, then sometimes they leave a groschen, or even two. You have to keep a balance. To look friendly, but unavailable.
You said that rich or poor, they all like to grope girls. Like who?
Truth be told, the hole isn't exactly a good place for a rich
Von
man.
Groll, another
But
link to
young
Von Groll.
used to go there for a while.
That's
Is that
3
so?
links to him now.
Did he talk to you?
He smiled at me a lot, so I smiled back. But beyond a few groschen, there was nothing more to it. Then this thieving wench started hanging around him and... Oh, it doesn't matter. But that servant of his didn't like it, tried to drive her away, and so the young lord stopped bringing him with him.
Von Groller had a servant with him.
Aye, a pudgy fella, well-dressed, but had a mean face. He never said a word or smiled, or even said thank you.
Couldn't it have been that innkeeper then? You yourself said he's a pig.
Aye, when he drinks, he turns into a total bastard. All lewd remarks and groping fingers. The lecher. Only when I got to my room, I could hear him snoring. It couldn't have been him.
Couldn't it have been Father Prokop?
Father Prokop? I don't know him.
No, he's pretty old. He preaches in the Church of St. Peter and St. Paul.
I don't know him, and if he's an old man, how strong could his grip really be?
I heard William liked pretending to be a spy. Do you know anything about that?
Aye, I thought it pretty silly. A stupid trick to make himself seem more interesting. Though I reckon he's more likely to attract an ass-kicking than a woman.
Why didn't you go back to the hole?
Just to get murdered there? Are you mad? I'm never going back there. Not until they catch him.
How are you now?
I'm still awful scared. I can't fall asleep knowing that, and I can't even really leave the house.
It's difficult, I understand.
I mean, everything
I
points
need
to
you
Von
think
Groller,
hard
doesn't it?
one more time.
Haven't met him
Aside
yet,
from those
but
voices and the empty street, what else do you
three
remember?
of the girls had a connection
I
to
didn't hear
him.
him at all, and then he grabbed me.
And nothing else? Did he grab your hair?
Well, no. He grabbed me by the throat right away and squeezed, just for a moment, but I still had a big bruise round my neck for weeks. Barton said the man must have had a terribly strong grip, like a miner or swordsman.
I reckon that'll be all.
I'm sorry I'm not able to help you more.
You don't need to apologise.
Thank you. Could I ask you for a favour?
If it's in my power.
When you catch that bastard, would you please let me know? So I can finally stop being afraid.
I'll stop by if I can.
God be with you, sir.
Good, well that was helpful. That was helpful. So I think, I mean, we haven't got a link to, or a quest thing to go and speak to Von Groller yet. But let's carry on. Let's, Black, that's a different thing, isn't it? That's tomorrow. So let's go on to the mill. We haven't been there yet, so we'll ride and explore a little bit. We haven't done a lot of exploring on this map. We've been so busy in Kuttenberg all this time. I'm just kind of exploring little bits around it so far, really. Don't want to go too fast because there's probably going to be stuff on the way and/or different directions to go. Probably go, well, maybe a little bit quicker. Some bits.
God! Quick!
Feels like we're peeling off a bit from the direction we want to be going. Okay, we'll do this and then we'll take the next left.
God!
Maybe we'll follow this path for a way. This way? Hang on, let's just check that before we go too far off the track. Hard to know. I think maybe I'll go the other way though.
Go! God!
Not sure those are, is it?
Quick!
It's like a farming thing. Rather than graves, which was my first thought.
God! God!
Let's have a quick consult of the map. How are we doing? Do you think it might be better to go more as the... Maybe we'll follow that path.
Quick!
What was this? Sure, some derelict shack. Some description. There's a lot of bloodstains over there. Hang on. Do I want to go that way? Kind of tough to know. Probably cross over and then head due east is the best way. But let's, what is this stuff? Something bad has happened. Oh no, who's this? Okay, you know what? I'm wondering if this might be Zdenek. I'm wondering if we're going to end up coming here. Let's head west. I think I said east before. We're going to head due west. I wonder if we've stumbled across the next stage of the quest a bit early. So we should go talk to the miller and see what he says. Expecting it'll be something like, oh, she never arrived here or something maybe. I don't know. It might be completely unrelated to this and just something else, but it seems a little bit of a coincidence. There's an old sort of ruin over there. Is that the right thing? That's got a nice little detail. A little water drops coming through the... is it an aqueduct, a viaduct? Something like that. Rabstein, he's the guy, isn't he? Well, that's just a hired hand, though. That might be him. To go through the mill. Macau. Is it you?
God bless you, sir.
Are you Pint?
I am. Why?
I'm looking for Zdenek.
I don't know any Stenner.
Sternad said something different.
You're a friend of Sternard's, are you?
Actually, I don't really know him that well. But he's the only one I know who knew Zdenek. And he sent me to you.
Well, if he told you that, I reckon it's all right. He's not much of a traitorous rat, I reckon.
I wouldn't entirely count on that. So you knew Zdenek? Can you tell me something about her?
I know Stenner all right, but she ain't been here in some time. Why are you looking for her? What do you want from her?
I'm looking for a... Back in the city, they think she's either dead or run off somewhere. And you're the last person to see her before she went missing.
What of her?
I heard she wanted to sell you some valuables. Is that true?
Oh, aye. She had a good haul. No rubbish. Mostly jewelry, rings, one signet ring with a coat of arms and everything. She left it all here. I paid her a pretty sum of coin. It was a good thing she had a basket with her. Otherwise, she couldn't have carried it all.
And what about that signet ring? Do you still have it?
She didn't sell me the ring. She wanted to keep it. Said it'd bring her luck someday.
What can you tell me about Zdenek?
She always had it hard. She lost her parents and her home as a child. She had to learn to take care of herself.
And what about Sternad? How does he fit into this?
Sternard was her guardian angel, as she used to say. If she hadn't been thieving with him, she probably would have ended up a whore. But by sharing with him, she could do what she wanted.
Uh-huh. I'm surprised she stuck with him as long as she did.
That's because she had a hideout somewhere nearby. That's why she'd come to me with her loot, before they taxed her on the spot. And the last time she was here, she said one more haul like this, and she'd be able to go wherever she wanted. To Prague or Vienna.
Do you know what kind of luck she meant? Did you recognize the signet on the ring?
No, I didn't recognize that signet. But all the while, Stena was giggling to herself. I reckon she had her eye on another mark.
Where did she go next from here? You said she had a lot of coin on her.
That she did. She also had a feeling someone was following her. Someone on a horse.
Someone followed her on a horse from Kuttenberg. Did she say what he looked like?
She didn't. At first, she thought it was some wealthy lord out for a ride. But he held back. Never passed by her and...
And did you see him? Did he come all the way here?
No. But Stena thought he would show. She even left her scarf here and paid some girl to walk around with it to make it look like she was still here.
And then where'd she go?
She wanted to go the back way, through the woods, so nobody could
Here we
follow
go.
her. Past the woods is a road and a ford across a stream. Next to it is a huge boulder. When it rains, the water can rise fast. The road goes on to Kuttenberg.
Well, if it leads back to the road and there was really someone following her, I reckon if they saw she was long in returning, they could have waited for her at the ford, no?
Fuck! That's quite possible. I made a point of looking, but I didn't see any riders that day. So I forgot about it.
Is Denna's scarf? Do you still have it?
Aye. I wanted to give it back to her the next time she came.
Will you give it to me? I'll try having my dog track her down.
All the
I
same
think that's
to
going
me.
to be unnecessary.
Here you go. But it's been a long time. I don't know if it will help.
Well, I'll go and check out that ford. Maybe I'll find something there.
I hope you don't. Take care.
Yeah, I think we've already found Stena, fortunately. So I think what I'm going to do is ride along the road on the way back. So I cut through the woods on the way here, but I kind of want to see if the road links back round to it. Get a little bit more explored. Probably makes sense to go in armour. Just in case.
Ka! Ta! Ka! Ta!
Ideally, this road will bear round to the left at some point, hopefully.
Whoa!
Who's that?
Huh?
Gregorius?
Greetings, goodman.
Laudetur Jesus Christus, Dominus tecum, frater meus.
Amen. I'm sorry, brother, but you don't exactly look like a monk.
Ego sum qui sum. And you are assuredly not my brother yet. As the day of reckoning draws near, we are all brothers, and soon our sins will be weighed and tallied. Novid enim Dominus qui sunt eus. Let us not forget the last judgment.
Well, these are troubled times, I grant you. But bad enough for the Last Judgment. I wouldn't say things are that bleak, my friend.
How could the prophecies not be true? Are we not witnessing the depravity of the clergy and the baseness of the false popes? Magistri mendaces, qui introducen sectas perditionis, o libera nos a malo.
Well, true that may be. But I also know righteous men of faith.
Novi Dominus pios de tentatione eripere, and all sinners shall be damned.
I thought you were selling something. But now I see it's the word of God you're handing out.
And should I be selling it for profit, as the priests and abbots do? Et in avaritia fictis verbis de vobis negociabuntur.
I can't understand much. But thank you for your concern for my soul, preacher.
Are you a blasphemer, a fornicator? Can you tell the true pope from the false? Shall you sin or change your ways? Who can ever know these days? A groschen or two and the intercession of a saint is yours.
Show me your wares.
Certainly. You won't find this just anywhere.
Alright, what's he got? I don't mind that actually on his military outfit. I might buy that. Not a bad charisma thing. Might get it. Work on scholarship. I'll get that too. A Bazoer. A rare stone with supposedly magical powers that can cure poisoning and is even said to bring good luck. Well, for 25 groschen, why not? Maybe we can... Ooh, what's this? A consecrated die commemorating the Holy Trinity, especially by rolling 3s. Well, there's a few die that will roll 3s, so I guess that's maybe not a bad thing to get. It's said to protect a thief from dogs, +2 to howling at the moon. Oh my goodness. Do any of these have any sort of practical bonus? I don't know. +3 luck, -3 enemy speed. I don't know if those are good things. Okay, but I might be able to sell that. I can sell those strange little verses now we finish that quest. Stinking perfume. Why don't you have that? How much does he actually got? He hasn't got very much, but I can kind of offset some of my outlay, I suppose. If we sell some of these doubles of these badges I've got. Maybe I can get that down
discuss
to
the
not...
price.
Aye, you. Thank you, sir. And come again.
Interesting. What's he got going on here? He's got like a little pool. Quite a nice little setup here, to be honest. Got the Holy Grail. Nah. Weird. Anywho, getting distracted. Let's have a quick look at the map. Yeah. So if we... the road's going to fork, and if we kind of do almost a U-turn back the other way, we'll get to what I suspect is the body of Zdena. Okay, so let's...
Quick! Go!
I like the wind, Pebbles. I know she's not as quick as she was prior to the big patch, but I appreciate just
Quick!
how much stamina she's got now.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is where we're going to find her, unfortunately. So, don't need much to track because we've already found her. I'm sorry.
Poor thing. She didn't get very far. Ugh, she's been lying here a long time. At first glance, this body isn't as mutilated as the others. Unfortunately, I can't tell if somebody strangled her like the others. She's been lying here too long for that, but her head is smashed in. Either the murderer hit her with a rock, or dashed her hard against the ground. She must have put up a fight. Or maybe he lost his patience. Oh, she's all stuck to her clothes. They're torn up, but I don't see any cuts. The rips are odd. Like someone was looking for something. Oh, I can't make much out by now. But it seems as if the fingers on her right hand are broken. Did the murderer torture her? Or was he trying to get something out of her hand?
It's got to be the signet ring, hasn't it?
Oh, my God. Oh, something fell out of her. A signet ring. Oh, that must be the one she stole. How did it get inside her? Did she swallow it herself? Or did the murderer shove it in there? Was she trying to hide it? Or was it punishment for stealing? Well, That's enough. But what does it all mean? I'd say she put up a decent fight, and the killer had to improvise. And that's about all I can find out. She's probably been lying here a few weeks. But that ring is a good lead.
Yeah, didn't need much on this occasion. My own curiosity kind of got us here. So is it just back to Lumir then? Unfortunately, we didn't get a fast travel point for the mill, which is a bit unusual, but we could fast travel back to Lumir, I suppose. Now let's get on Pebbles, so it's maybe a bit quicker. Yeah. Alright, let's go talk to him. Let's put on our thinking clothes. Lumir.
I found out some interesting things about those murders. Just like you said.
That's wonderful news. But wait a while. I promised Catherine we'd wait for her.
You know Catherine?
She came to see me soon after you did, and started asking me questions. Just like you.
Will you send for her? So, we're all here.
I hope nobody else shows up. How did it go?
I reckon I've found out all I can.
And do you know who the murderer is?
Not exactly, but I have a few ideas.
I've asked around a bit, and I have my own suspicions.
Is that so? See, I was trying to recall some more details, and I had someone come to mind as well.
Oh, I didn't do all this for nothing, did I?
Well, I...
Catherine, who do you suspect?
Well, I think it was that priest, Prokop.
That's nonsense. It couldn't have been him.
Couldn't have? Then who do you think it was?
It had to be William. Nobody else knew them all.
God, now you're talking nonsense. I'm sure William is innocent.
So I see we disagree. Too bad. We could have been done with it quickly.
Well, who do you think it was then?
I'm not entirely sure. First, I'll tell you what I found out, and then it might be easier for us.
Go on then. Starting with who?
Let's talk about Yarka, the one raised by Father Prokop.
What did you learn about her?
Yarka started working for the von Grolle family, where she remained until her death.
I was there to ask whether she'd given them any trouble, but they said she was always thorough and reliable.
Ah, so what's the story with von Grolls?
A very wealthy and important family. The mother is quite devout, known to spend a lot of time in prayer. Old von Grolle's been sick for years. Can't even get out of bed.
So, who runs affairs?
That would be young Hendel. They say he's quite successful.
Prokop didn't just raise her out of the goodness of his heart. He was actually her uncle.
Really? But he still could have killed her.
His own relative?
Why not? He's a priest. I'm sure he knows the story of Cain and Abel.
Prokop also admitted that he didn't know how to handle her, and perhaps he was too strict.
What do you expect from a Bible thumper? Man punishes and God forgives. It never occurs to them that if man didn't punish, God wouldn't have to forgive.
Well, maybe I wouldn't hold it against him. He really tried to make sure she was well taken care of. He wanted to find her a husband, too.
And did you learn who he found?
No. I think it fell apart when Yarka started rebelling. And now, most importantly, Yarka was pregnant when they killed her.
I didn't know that. Do you know for sure? So they gutted her?
To make it impossible to tell she was pregnant? I wouldn't be surprised.
May God forgive us.
Do you know who she was pregnant with? Because if we know who the father is, we'll likely know who the killer is.
She didn't tell Prokop.
It had to be someone from those dances. Maybe William.
Before her death, I heard she often went to dances.
There's nothing wrong or surprising about that. But maybe she found someone there.
Maybe. Prokop was convinced that she went to see William. That was actually the only name he mentioned.
That doesn't mean anything.
It means she had some relationship with William, or at least knew him.
That's all I was able to find out.
You still found out more than I did.
But it's not enough. We still don't know who the killer is.
But we can agree that she was killed because of her pregnancy, can't we?
Agreed. Somebody got rid of her to make sure nobody found out she was pregnant.
I'm sure William wanted...
William isn't the only man with a prick. And he certainly didn't use it to strangle her to death.
Such language. What are you trying to say?
That making babies and murdering folks require different tools.
But who would it be if not the father?
Someone who stood to lose something because of the child. Money, reputation, honor.
Freedom?
I managed to find Stanya.
Alive? You found her alive?
I did. Alive and well. Hiding with the charcoal burners.
So, she's not one of our victims?
She is. She just managed to escape the killer. She said she was attacked on her way home from the baths. She heard somebody talking in a side street, but it was empty. But when she walked by, someone grabbed her by the throat and started strangling her.
And how did she manage to get away?
She was holding an empty pitcher, and she smashed the killer in the face with it. He either got startled or hurt, but he let her go.
Did she get a look at him? Did she take his eye out or something?
No, she didn't stop to find out. Just ran. Which is probably why she survived.
And what about the blood in the bedroom?
She cut her hand on the broken pitcher. She didn't stay in her room for long. She was still so scared that she grabbed her things and ran off to her beloved charcoal burner. She said she returned from the baths in the evening regularly, and somebody knew exactly which way she would take and where to wait for her.
You mean someone followed her beforehand to figure out where to ambush her?
Who knew that she went to the baths?
Apparently everyone in the tavern. She didn't hide the fact. She also said she was sure it wasn't Mole. He may be a pig, but the evening she ran home, he was in bed snoring. Well, according to Stanya, the murderer had a terribly strong grip. Her neck was bruised for almost a month.
Doesn't almost every man have a strong grip?
Depending on what they take in hand every day. A tankard, a quill, or a hammer.
Except none of our suspects are miners or blacksmiths, eh? According to Stanya, the murderer didn't say a word the entire time.
That's strange, right? I'd expect him to at least call her a whore.
The only word he uttered was when she smashed him in the face with the pitcher. He said Scheisse.
So, we're looking for a German?
Even I say Scheiße sometimes, and I'm not German.
Besides that, she also recalled hearing two voices in the alley. Someone was talking to the killer.
So we have a witness. Now, just to find him.
Or an accomplice. If I remember correctly, the other one must have seen the whole thing, right? And he didn't go to report it.
I asked Stanya if she knew Prokop. She said no.
Maybe she just doesn't remember him. Or he gave a different name, or...
I don't think Father Prokop is the type to frequent the worst tavern in Kuttenberg.
Stanya admitted that she knows William. He flirted with her and tried to get to know her better, but nothing came of it.
And that's probably why I wanted to kill her. And likely rape her before that.
Well, perhaps, but Stanya doesn't think so. She's sure it wasn't William, and no matter what they say about him, in her eyes he's a good lad. And that's all that Stanya told me.
I'm so glad that girl is alive.
Me too. At least someone's had a little luck. Does she want to come back, or will she stay with the charcoal burners?
I don't think she'll come back. She's so scared now they'll come back for her, she doesn't even leave the house. I managed to find Zdena.
You found her? Is she alive too?
No. Unfortunately, she's dead.
And where did you find her?
Pretty far away. Near the mill she used to sell things at. Someone caught her in the forest when she was coming home with a load of coin and killed her. I reckon she put up a hell of a fight. So the killer got nervous and ended things quickly.
So he didn't strangle or mutilate her?
She'd been lying in the woods for a long time, so I couldn't really tell. But he definitely didn't hack her up like the others. Judging by what her accomplice said, she robbed someone good. She had so much jewelry on her, she could hardly carry it. And what's odd is when she was murdered, the killer left her basket of valuables behind.
So I reckon he didn't kill her for the money.
She said someone followed her on horseback from Kuttenberg. She tried to lose him, but apparently wasn't able to.
On horseback? I don't suppose she described him, did she?
Only as a wealthy type who never got too close.
That doesn't fit in with the previous murders.
Father Prokop came looking for Zdena and nearly cursed her on the spot.
What did he have in common with a thief?
He had also looked after her, but unlike Yarka, she ended up on the street, and he took it badly. Zdena tried to rob young von Grolle. It's possible she succeeded.
Von Grolle? Yarka worked for them, didn't she?
That whole family is suspicious.
Assumptions. Nothing more.
I'd say it's pretty obvious. Why else would I have found that ring on her?
They just left the ring by her body? That's odd, isn't it?
It wasn't by her body. It was inside of it. I don't know if she swallowed it herself or someone shoved it in her.
That's awful. But I can't say it surprises me.
My mouth is starting to hurt from all this blabbering.
So are my ears and head.
Come now, we're nearly there. We just need to find our suspect. So, Henry, who do you think did it?
Von Groll.
I suspect one of the von Grolles.
What leads you to think that?
Are you sure it wasn't William?
Yarka was their maidservant until she started rebelling, right?
Yes. Do you think she was rebelling because of someone in particular?
Perhaps the young lord?
That's possible.
Zdena robbed von Grolle.
That's true.
It's all coming together, isn't it?
Alice had a young and wealthy suitor. And young von Grolle fits both descriptions.
True.
We could be getting somewhere.
Yarka was pregnant. And if the father was young von Grolle, it would make sense if he got rid of her.
Sakura, you're right.
But William could have fucked her too. Just saying.
Zdena was followed by someone on a horse. Von Grolle could afford a horse.
That's not so sure, is it? And maybe the horse was stolen or borrowed.
But it certainly worsens the case for him. That much is true.
And that's all I can pin on him.
So, do we agree that it was young von Groll?
Well, old von Grolle can't do much now, can he?
So do we really agree that our most likely suspect is young von Grolle?
Aye. I agree.
I don't have a problem with it. Little rich boys are capable of anything. But what are we gonna do about it? Our suspicions aren't enough.
They'll just laugh at us without something more tangible.
So, you want to search their house?
There's nothing else we can do. There must be a clever way to do it.
We have to find some evidence. None of our conjecture is enough. What will we do?
You could sneak in there.
Or break in.
Catherine, that's not necessary. The young lad wants to learn swordsmanship, and the old one is sick and always calling for a physician.
So I can either pretend to be a sawbones, or a swordsman, or break in? That's a lot of options.
You're a clever lad. You'll figure it out.
Hmm. Interesting. Well, let's check the time. So it's the night, and I have to go and do this thing early in the morning, this shooting competition. So I think that's probably what I will aim to do. Let's try and think about where I've got somewhere to sleep nearby. No, not the King Solomon. Could rent somewhere at the Emperor Charles, if I haven't done so already. And they're just opposite, but I do want to go and make sure that I take part in the shooting competition. Well, to be honest, I could go and rest up at the hole in the wall. Let's go do that. And I'll maybe we could read a skill book or something and get ready for the archery competition, which I assume they're going to want me to take part in. I can't remember if they said that or not. Ooh.
What are you whistling for? God bless.
Pebbles. And I've also got a bed there, but it kind of makes sense just to get as near as possible to where we want to be first thing in the morning. It said early. I mean, I don't know what qualifies as early, but maybe 6. I think 5 would probably be too early. Up in the usual spot. Oh, another bad parking job. Still, get her feet nice and clean. Kind of. Have you got anything for me, Knuckles?
Lord be with you.
Not really. How are we doing for food? Yeah, I could do with a bit of supper. Slightly overeaten, but that'll be fine in the morning. We got once and then again, don't we? Our room. So what should we do? This is going to be scholarship. Alchemy or thievery? Oh, let's do the thievery one. Let's read that. Just looking at the food, that goes down quick, but yeah, let's do that, and then we'll get a few hours of sleep. That should be enough to top our energy back up. Got some perk points to spend as well. Maybe we'll do that now. Got 2. It's quite nice I got that listed there. 30 doesn't sound like a lot of charisma, given that I'm wearing my sort of most charismatic outfit, but maybe it's alright. Domination. Interesting. But I've got horsemanship. I don't think I've seen a lot here that really stands out to me. It says final stretch 2. Where's final? Oh, here we go. I might do. I've heard that the patch has mucked up Head Start a bit, so maybe I'll just do that. Ooh, Explorer. The entire map is revealed, showing settlements, fast travel, hunting grounds, caves, and other interesting places. That's kind of tempting, actually, just to suddenly know where everything is. Yeah, I think it's got to be that, to be honest. I'll have a look at the map now. Hey, look at this. We've got the whole map is open and available to us. Don't know why. So, okay, I'm guessing the ones you actually haven't been to yet, you don't have the fast travel for yet, and that's kind of cool. I mean, that makes sense, doesn't it? Where was the mill I just went to? Was it this one? It's odd that doesn't have fast travel at it, but hey, never mind. Such doors there. Rabosh. Oh, they don't like me there. I wonder why. That's kind of cool. Yeah. Oh, well, I'm glad I took that. So we should have a sleep and a save. Let's get up at 6. Alright, let's go get a bit of breakfast. Just about seeing my way in the dark. I'll take another one. It might put me over the nourishment thing, but not too bad actually. I'll do another one? No. We're at 97 out of 100. That seems fine. Alright, so this is where that is. I might put on my suit that actually has my bows and stuff. That's probably what we want down here. Vlach.
You read, kidder.
Well, Vlach, I can see there's plenty of interest in the competition. When does the shooting start?
I'm getting too old for this, kidder. I can do without all the hubble shoe, you know. Them yummy yakkers today, they've got no sense. Fuck it.
Hold on. What happened?
They ran out of beer. So the guild cut the evening meeting short, and old Linhart went home early. He stumbled upon Tess and Anton, and our blockhead takes off running and hurts his arm.
What? He got hurt? And what about the competition? How will he wind up his crossbow?
Well, that's just the thing. So our kid of Bukovets will have to shoot with bugger all chance of winning.
He doesn't know how to shoot.
Nowhere near like Caspar. Nor you.
But I'm not a yakker.
Who fucking cares? We'll vouch for you. Henry will give you half of the winnings on top if you gang there in Anton's place. All right. You get twice as much. You shoot better than all of us together anyways. So what you say?
I'll do it.
Fine. I'll do it.
Ah, thanks, kidder. The tourney's about to start, so away, man. Time's wasting.
Let's get to it. I'll show them how to shoot.
Godspeed, sonny.
What kind of snipper-snapper are you, eh? You don't look like a yakker.
I came to compete. I'm shooting for the Strike Tonys.
Aye, you're that new fella from Vlach. He already told me Anton is out. So, snipper-snapper, I hope you don't embarrass them. Good luck. You know the rules.
Don't worry. I know the rules of the contest.
Do you need to ken anything else?
I know everything I need. Let's go and shoot.
That's right. Everything is ready. Bets made and folk getting impatient. So what are we waiting for? Let the miners' tournament begin. Archers, take up your positions.
Oh, God.
And loose.
Ah, too high. Oh, too high again. Oh no. Got one. Oh. Got two. One right here. Oh. Right, let's put me in the lead at least. One there. Oh, jeez. Gotcha!
I'd love to go hunting with you sometime, friend. Great work.
I thought it was
Your
terrible,
prize
but
is
okay.
definitely well deserved.
Thank you.
Great
Glad you're
God
pleased.
in heaven. I'll be damned. Such luck.
What luck? Years of toil and sacrifice. That's how you shoot.
My hat's off to you, lad. You really gave them hell. They're still in shock that the striped Tony's won again.
It was nothing, really. A good laugh.
Look, kidder, I can't just leave it at that. Here's a few groschen from us.
Coin always comes in handy. Fine. Thanks, and Godspeed.
Blessings upon you, Henry. Godspeed.
Huzzah! Okay, well that went well. And what's this miner's crossbow like? It's actually not that bad. It's not quite as nice as the one I was using anyway, but it's worth a bit of money. I'll sell that. I need to sell that sword as well at some point. But yeah, cool. I got another perk point as well in archery, didn't I? You kill an enemy at ranged weapon, your next shot will deal 50% more damage. Your first gunshot, probably not yet. I'm not using guns much. That's not bad, because you can kind of shoot at people as they're approaching you, and that would then help for the sort of melee follow-up, so I don't mind that too much. Alright, I think we're going to leave it there for today. Let me just come up to Pebbles here. I'll say thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. Nice that we're getting on towards the solving the murder now, but we're going to go and get into the Von Groller's good graces next episode, I think. So join us for that. If you did enjoy this, if you could hit the like button, that'd be great. Do leave a comment as well. Let me know what you thought. And if you're watching this and still not subscribed to the channel, if you could do that as well, that'd be amazing. So thanks very much, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.